Hi guys. Okay, so I am back to share with you how I created this without the dies. Okay, so I had a couple of questions, a couple of requests, so I am definitely more than happy to share this super cute treat box that is not only for Halloween. Like I shared with you guys, I'll just do a review again. Let me put this here. I had shared, I'm going to give you the measurements for the tag that came from the Snow-Kissed Flakes and Tag. Okay, so I'm going to give you the measurements for that. And then I'm going to give you the measurements for the box, for the gift box and mini snowflakes. Now, obviously, this is billed as a winter or Christmas die set, but you know, you don't have to use your dies that way. Stretch your dies if you have them as far as they go. But if you don't have these dies, no worries, right? Okay, now I am going to give you exact measurements so that you can create the exact size. And then you can change your score lines or inches or little, you know, tweaks here and there if you like your treat boxes bigger or smaller. And I'm showing you on my board here. I know everybody doesn't have one of these, but this has 16th marks. Sorry, you can't see that. Okay, so it has 16th marks, and I'm using that for the measurements today, and I'll show you exactly where they are so that maybe you don't want to count them as often, because I really wanted to stay as true as I could to the die. So maybe I should move this up just a little bit. Hold on. Okay. So you are going to need, for the tag portion, now this is the die cut tag itself. So what did I do? I just measured the width and the height. So you're going to need two pieces, okay, that are 2 13/16 this way width by 4 1/8 in height. Now why I did it that way is because if I did the 2 3/4, it fell short of the box. So when I cut my pieces, my 2 13/16, I came, let's just see here. Okay, so what I did was, because this has 16 marks, I went to the 3, which is the 16/16, and I counted 3 back. But what that does is, if you see here, the 2 3/4, so this is 1/4, 2 1/2, 2 3/4, it's the little line right after the 2 3/4 mark, if you want to think about it that way. Okay, so I cut my two pieces out of cardstock, 2 13/16 by 4 1/8. Then you're going to need the base, which is the box, and this is going to be 5 7/8 by 4 1/8, and that's pretty self-explanatory, the 1/8 marks. That's usual, you know, that's good to go. But when you score this, you are going to score on the 5 7/8 side. You're going to score at 1 9/16. Okay, so I'm gonna show you here. You're gonna turn it around, and again at 1 9/16. So if I go back here to my scoreboard, the 1 9/16 mark, so this is 1 1/2, is the little line right after the 1 1/2 mark. So you see, quarter, half, quarter, 2. That's the half mark. It's that little short line right after. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. This is 1 9/16. Can you see that? Okay, 1.5 and a line right after. Okay, turn it around and line it up. Okay, so you have those two marks on the 5 and 7/8 side. On the 4 and 1/8 side, you're going to do the same exact thing, 1 and 9/16. Okay. Okay, turn it around and do 1 and 9/16. So you're left with like a grid like this. Okay, now to make it look like this, you're going to take the 5 and 7/8 side like this, and you're going to cut this score line, okay, all the way to the point at like the intersection. Okay, turn it around. That same score line on the other side, okay, to the point in the intersection. On this side, the score line again. So you see the intersection, and again, there we go. Now, what you want to do is you want to leave some flaps so you have something to glue when you fold the box. But you don't want it to really, you want to miter the corners. You want to angle it off like this. Otherwise, the boxes might buckle, and it gives a nice smoother finish when you go to glue the tops. So what I'm going to do is, you see now, you cut it to the intersection. It doesn't really matter. You just kind of eyeball it. I promise you, it'll work out. And at a kind of angle, you cut to the intersection, and that piece really falls off. Okay, so again, let's cut it this way. Okay, and you're left with that. And the same thing on the other side. It doesn't really matter. It's your preference how deep you want to do it. You don't want to leave too much, but you also want it to be stable, so you don't want to take away too much. Oops. Okay, move that to the side. Now we can fold our score lines. Okay, now get out your glue. I prefer wet glue. You can use tape runner, you can use score tape, you can use ATG. Hot glue, I don't really recommend, just because it, you know, if you squeeze too much out, it'll get a little sloppy or it'll get bumpy. Okay. And let me just get a tissue. Okay. I'm gonna take this, bring it in, and take that, meet it up with the corner as best you can. Okay. Okay, so you wind up with something like that. And there's the finishing off on the top. Okay, let's quickly do this side. And fold it up. Okay. So there we go. Okay, so now you're left with this cute little box. Now, the rest of it is easy. What you can do is you can eyeball it, trim off the angles. You can also, if you have another tag or you're using a pre-cut tag, you can use this as a template or another tag as a template, cut it off, which I'm just going to do right here just for the sake of the video. You can use different shapes, circles, scallop circles. You can, if you have a decorative corner punch, you can just corner punch. You know, you can really make it your own from here. And then I'm going to punch the holes. Okay, so now you have two tags. Super simple. Glue it. What I usually do is I stand it up and kind of go like that, move it around. I like the wet glue. It gives me a couple of seconds of wiggle room. Okay, see it coming to life. I'll take my bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, take anything, a pencil, like a debit card, a used gift card, smooth it out. And, okay. Okay, so you see. Okay. So again, smooth it out. Like that. And look at that. 1, 2, 3. How easy was that? And you don't even need a die. So I hope that this helps you. I hope that I was super clear. If I wasn't, please let me know. Ask any questions. I'm here to help you guys. If you create these, I would love it if you share it with me. Let me know if you take any pictures or video, and I would love to see it. So just as a comparison side by side. See? How easy was that? Awesome. So if you like my video, I hope you give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, just let me know. If you just want to say hi, you can say hi. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. Happy Sunday.